Yeah, so we're gonna start off with the deck profile. This was my Chimera branded profile that I played yesterday at locals. I went 3-1. Unfortunately, lost in time, just like to a Sunvine healer, basically. But the deck performed kind of surprisingly well. It started off kind of rocky. I played against Blue Eyes branded, and I had a little bit of a hard time like breaking through boards. But eventually we pulled it off. 3 wins versus Dark World, Mathmech, Blue Eyes, and then lost to Rika in the finals. But it was absolutely a treat. And I want to share this deck profile with you. So let's start off with the Despia engine of the deck, or the branded engine of the deck, which is 2 Aluber, 2 Albaz, 1 Kit, 1 Quem, and 3 opening, 3 branded fusion. This is the entire branded engine of the deck, and I'll explain a little bit about why these are the numbers. The goal, and you're going to see this because at the end of this video, we're going to be showing a combo tutorial. And this deck has 2 1-card combos that are absolutely insane. This card on its own does so much for the deck. You're going to be surprised if you don't know this yet. You're going to be amazed of what this can do. Kit is essential because it's a level 4 beast and we can search it off of the Chimera engine, which I'll show in a second. The reason I'm playing 2 Albas, 2 Aluber, 2 Albas is just to have more grind game, because if you play 1, you send it off, and if you don't go for Lubellion for some reason, you're done with all these. Same goes for branded opening. You need 2, because if you only play 1, you use 1, then your branded openings are dead in the deck. And then Quem, for the 1-card combo, Quem is an amazing extender, and you'll see that Quem allows us just to raise the ceiling a little bit further. So this would be you can cut Quem, but this would be the minimum engine of branded cards I play. If you do decide to play branded, but the fun thing about this deck is that it plays a lot of non-engine, so it's really, really good. Chimera engine, Swords Knight 3, Cornfield 3, Gazelle 3, and then 2 Berfmat, 3 Chimera Fusion. So a quick rundown about what this does. Discard from the hand, search a monster that mentions Chimera Fusion. Normal and tribute like Ray. Special summons a monster that mentions Chimera Fusion. You go into this, which searches Chimera Fusion plus a level 4 beast, which is either Gazelle or Kit, depending on our board. And then this one also searches a level 5 Fiend or Chimera Fusion. While you have the fusion of this archetype, which you'll see in a second in the extra deck, these 2 are negates. This is a monster negate, this is a targeting negate. It's so incredibly powerful, and you can do like 1 hand rip plus a Guardian Chimera setup plus 2 negates off of a single Mirror Swordsman or a single Kodal. So these 2 are 1-card combos by themselves. And of course, this, when it's sent to the graveyard as fusion, you can add an illusionist monster from the deck, which are one of these. So essentially, branded fusion into this because it's a beast. Summon Rindbrum, yada yada yada. This is the engine. The reason why I play 2 Berfmat is because you cannot draw it. Because if you draw it, it makes your Mirror Swords Knight a lot worse, because this can summon this. So you need 2, and honestly, you could cut one of these. You don't actually need 3. I would probably cut 1 because you see it a little bit too much. It's a normal summon and it's fine, but you need your normal summon. Another thing that I forgot to mention about the branded engine is that you need your normal summon to be this card specifically. If you start off with this, you don't have access to Chimera Fusion, right? So you need to be maximizing on opening and access to this. This is why we only play 2 Aluber, right? This is the reason. The rest of the engine, just non-engine, I would say you definitely want to play Super Poly in this deck. You have a lot of room in the extra deck, and fusion is the thing. This card is absolutely bonkers. 3 Imperm, and then we play branded in white, which is extremely important for the combo, and you'll see that in a second once I get to it. And Call By, because it's still like Ash Blossom and Mirror Swords Knight still kills the deck as much as Ash on branded fusion. But yeah, you kind of have to split the difference, because you can go in either way if you get ashed. Ash Nibiru, you can swap this for board breakers. This deck doesn't have a super easy time breaking board, so test it out, play with it. They were really strong. Ash is like meh. Nibiru is a gamble in the main, but yeah. Quickly about the extra deck. We are playing 2 Mirror Jades and 2 Chimera, the King of Phantom Beast, and then Chimera, the Illusion Beast. Quickly about what they do. This requires a Beast and a Fiend. So you fuse away Kit and the new Baphomet to summon this. At the end phase, after you summon this, it rips a card out of your opponent's hand, sends it to the graveyard, and it has a really good graveyard effect as well, where you can banish it to summon 1 Beast, Illusion, or Fiend, which brings you back the Fiend, which searches another 2 cards, which gets the combo going if this is in the graveyard. But if either of these is on the field, they are considered Gazelle the Flying Mythical Beast, which allows you to activate all of the negates from grave. This one doesn't have an effect. This is an OTK enabler. So it's Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast, which is this, plus any number of illusion monsters. So the more illusion monsters you fuse away to summon this, it gains that many attacks on monsters during that turn. Okay? So it's 3,100 attack. So what it does is that it gains attacks based on the number of illusions. So with the Lubellion fusion, you can send a lot of illusionists from the graveyard and banish to summon this, and then it just gets used. It's basically Pearly Happiness, sort of. So it attacks once. After it attacks once, it negates the effect of the monster and makes its attack 0. Then you can just attack into it. And because it's an illusion monster, all of them in this set cannot be destroyed by battle, and it cannot destroy cards by battle. So just attack, 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 OTK. This is what it does. It's okay. It's not a must to play in the deck, but these 2 are a must too. Then Titanic Cloud, you'll see why. This is because this is why we play Quem, and this is why it's so strong. Brindbrum is definitely a must because this is your branded fusion target. Albion, Lubellion at 1. 2 Guardian Chimera, which is, I think, mandatory at this point because you get to it like a lot. It's really easy to make Guardian Chimera. Then Magnum the Reliever didn't make it. This is the new fusion that requires 1 extra deck monster, 1 monster special summon from the extra deck, and 1 monster in the hand. So good for Chimera fusion. Didn't use it, but it's a solid card. And then Garura, Muddragon, Grego Stapelia. This is the extra deck. Quickly, just show you the side deck, and then we'll get to the combo. Do what you want with the side deck. This is what I played. You need to be breaking boards. You need to have like impactful cards. So 3 Evenly, 3 Ruler, Duster, and 2 Cosmics, Bestials, Trolls. Pretty standard for like the format. Now let's get into the combo. So what we need is any 2 cards in the hand. So we're going to put 2 Imperms here. And we're going to go for the first 1-card combo, which is Insanity. Okay? Insanity, which is just branded fusion. These 2 are irrelevant because we need to put 1 back and discard 1, but that's basically it. So, following me? Good. Branded fusion. We send Albaz, and we send Gazelle, the King of Mythical Claws, to the graveyard. And because it's a beast monster with Albaz, it can summon good old Rinbrum. So you already have a negate on the field for extra deck monsters. So if you're going second, this is really helpful. If the branded fusion resolved, this is exciting. Now, effect engrave to add an illusion monster from your deck. And we're going to be adding Mirror Swords Knight here. Sorry, we're going to be adding Cornfield. Then we're going to be discarding Cornfield to add a monster that mentions Chimera Fusion. We get this. Normal summon, tribute. You have priority on that tribute. Okay? Because it's a quick effect. You can do this during your opponent's turn as well. Then summon the Baphomet, which adds you a monster. So if you're lacking materials for Guardian Chimera, you can do this on your opponent's turn. And we can have setup for that as well. This one summons the Baphomet. Okay? Baphomet effect. Search for Chimera Fusion and or level 4 Beast, which is Springyan's Kit. Right? Now, we already are +1 on this. Effect of Kit to summon, because we control an Albaz Fusion. Effect of Kit to search. We search for Branded in White. And we put a card back into the deck. Okay? Now, we activate Chimera Fusion here. A Fiend and a Beast. We summon the Chimera. Okay? Now, chain 1 is going to be Chimera to rip a card out of our opponent's hand during the end phase, and then Berthamat targets the Mirror Swords Knight, special summons it back to the field. Okay? It can summon, I think, an illusion monster when it's used as fusion material. Now, so far so good. Activate Chimera Fusion in the graveyard to put itself back to the hand because we control Chimera, the flying mythical beast. Absolutely broken, and this card is not once per turn, only during the main phase, but you can activate 5 of these if you can. Okay? Or 4. Technically, you can activate 4. Good. Branded in white. Banish Albaz and Kit. Good. Luby. Luby discards the Imperm. And then we shuffle back Lubellion and Albaz to summon Mirror Jade. Now we use the Chimera. We use this. Okay. Now we activate Mirror Jade here, and this is why you use Quem. You don't have to. You can stop here. Basically, we send Titaniclad and set Chimera Fusion here. Okay, we set it. Now we go to the end phase. End phase. Summon Quem. Send Albaz to the graveyard. Okay? So what do we have here? We have an extra deck negate. Okay, and if you want, if you have a Luber at this point, you can bounce back the Luber. You, of course, after you activate Mirror Jade, sorry, I forgot to mention, you negate it with Rinbrum, then you can bounce a card on the field, a monster. You can return your Luber to hand if you want, and because it's negated, you can activate it again next turn on your opponent's turn. So it's a free send. It's just Nadir Servant with no consequences. So we have a live Mirror Jade. We have a negate. This is a monster negate on the field. And this is a negate for a card that targets my card. Our opponent starts with one less card in the hand, extra deck negate. Okay? And then Chimera Fusion, which when you have monsters in your hand, you can make it happen. You contribute it during your opponent's turn, add, summon Berthamat. Berthamat adds a monster to your hand. Then you can make Guardian Chimera, and because you make it with, just let's say these two, right? You use the Mirror Jade, use it with these two and another monster from the hand. You get a Guardian Chimera, pop 2, draw 1. Now, because this is not branded in red, we have Quem to just immediately summon back the Mirror Jade for another Mirror Jade. Okay? Take it as you will. I really, really enjoyed this deck. This is really fun. Now, basically, you can go, if you have the Cornfield Codal, and you only have this, right? If you only have this, you get this, go for the Chimera Fusion, summon this, gets 2 negates engrave in a Guardian Chimera setup. Same thing without all the branded stuff, which is still very good off of one card. Amazing. This is crazy off of one branded fusion. Try this. This core is relatively cheap up until now. This is going up in price. And of course, like the video, subscribe. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this. See you in the next one. Peace.